Pisces, the zodiac sign closest to the invisible world. Let me ask you something. Have you ever met someone who feels like they're listening to a world you can't hear? Someone who notices what isn't said, who senses what isn't shown, who seems to live just slightly beyond the surface of things. That energy is often Pisces. Pisces is not simply emotional. Pisces is receptive. It's as if this sign is standing at the edge of two worlds, one that can be seen, and one that can only be felt. And here's the strange part. Pisces doesn't try to access the invisible. They don't search for it. They were born close to it. They pick up what others miss. They feel the atmosphere behind words. They carry emotions that don't belong to logic. Some call it sensitivity. Some call it intuition. But maybe it's something deeper. Maybe Pisces is the zodiac sign that reminds us of a forgotten truth, that not everything real is visible. So today, let's explore this together, not as a lesson, not as a definition, but as a discovery. Why Pisces is often called the sign closest to the invisible world. Number 1, the Pisces legend, the origin of the unseen. Before we go deeper into Pisces energy, let's begin with the story that gave Pisces its meaning. In Greek mythology, Pisces is linked to the gods Aphrodite and Eros. One day, they were suddenly threatened by Typhon, a powerful monster that represented chaos and destruction. They could not defeat it directly, so they did something unexpected. They jumped into the river. And in that moment, they transformed into two fish, swimming beneath the surface to escape what could no longer be faced in the visible world. But there is one detail that defines Pisces more than anything else. They tied themselves together with a cord, so even as they disappeared into the water, they would not be separated. This is the spiritual root of Pisces. Pisces is the sign of crossing into what cannot be seen, not as weakness, but as survival through intuition. The water in this myth is not just water. It symbolizes the unseen world, the realm of feelings, dreams, instincts, and invisible currents. Pisces carries the memory of that transformation, that when life becomes too loud, truth may not be found in what is obvious, but in what is sensed beneath the surface. And that is why Pisces feels so close to the invisible, because its story begins there. Number 2, Pisces and the dream world. To understand Pisces, you must understand one thing. Pisces does not experience reality only through what happens outside. Pisces experiences reality through what happens beneath. This is why Pisces is so deeply connected to dreams. In astrology, Pisces is ruled by Neptune, the planet associated with imagination, intuition, and the unseen layers of the mind. Neptune does not operate through logic. It operates through symbols. That is why Pisces often receives understanding in ways that cannot be explained directly. Through a feeling, through a dream, through an image that stays in the heart long after waking. For Pisces, dreams are not random. They are a language, a space where the conscious mind becomes quiet and the deeper self begins to speak. Pisces is one of the few signs that naturally lives close to the subconscious. They sense what others ignore. They pick up emotional truths that never enter ordinary conversation. This is why Pisces may dream intensely, remember dreams vividly, or feel as if their mind travels somewhere else at night. It is not about fantasy, it is about sensitivity. Pisces is tuned to what is hidden, and dreams are where hidden things rise. The dream world is not separate from Pisces. It is part of their inner reality. That is why Pisces often feels things before they happen, not because they predict the future, but because they hear the deeper currents moving beneath the surface first. For Pisces, the invisible world does not begin in the sky. It begins inside. Number 3. Pisces and the sixth sense. Pisces is often called the most intuitive sign of the zodiac. But intuition, for Pisces, is not a mystical performance. It is a natural sensitivity. Pisces does not only listen to what people say, they listen to what people carry. They notice what changes in a voice, what hides behind a smile, what becomes heavy in a silence. While other signs process life through facts and direct signals, Pisces processes life through atmosphere, through emotional undercurrents. This is what people often describe as a sixth sense. Pisces can walk into a space and feel what is present before anything is spoken. They may sense tension that others ignore. They may feel sadness that someone is trying to conceal. They may know that something is shifting, even when everything looks normal. This is not because Pisces is imagining things. It is because Pisces is receptive. Their awareness is not limited to the surface. Pisces picks up energy the way water picks up vibration. And because they absorb so much, their intuition becomes sharp, not as prediction, but as perception. Pisces understands what is real beneath appearances. That is why they often know when someone is being sincere, and when someone is only performing. It is also why Pisces can feel overwhelmed, because when you sense everything, you carry more than most people ever notice. Pisces does not have intuition as a gift to impress others. Pisces has intuition because their soul is tuned to what cannot be seen, but is always there. Number 4. Pisces and the invisible pain of others. One of the deepest reasons Pisces feels close to the invisible world is because Pisces feels what does not belong to them. Pisces is not only sensitive to their own emotions, they are sensitive to the emotions around them. This is why Pisces often carries invisible pain, pain that was never spoken, pain that was never theirs, a pain that exists quietly in the energy of others. Pisces absorbs emotional atmosphere the way water absorbs color. They may sit beside someone and suddenly feel heavy, without knowing why. They may enter a room and sense sadness, even if everyone is smiling. This is not imagination. It is empathy at a spiritual level. Pisces does not simply understand suffering. They feel it inside their own body. This is why Pisces so often becomes the comforter, the listener, the healer without realizing it. But this gift has a cost, because when you carry emotions that are not yours, it becomes difficult to know where you end and where others begin. Pisces can become overwhelmed, not because they are weak, but because they are open. Their heart is like an unguarded door, and the world walks through it constantly. The invisible pain Pisces carries is often misunderstood. People may think Pisces is overly emotional, but the truth is deeper. Pisces is experiencing the unseen weight of the world. That is why Pisces needs solitude, boundaries, and grounding, not to escape love, but to survive the depth of it. Pisces is often called the sign closest to the invisible world, not because Pisces lives in fantasy, but because Pisces is aware of what most people overlook. They carry emotions that never enter ordinary language. This is not weakness. It is a different kind of perception. Pisces reminds us that reality is not only what we can touch or prove. Reality is also what we feel, what we intuit, what moves quietly between people, unseen but deeply present. If you are a Pisces, you are not too sensitive. You are simply open. But openness must be balanced with protection. Your gift is powerful, but it requires boundaries, because not every emotion you feel belongs to you, and not every pain you sense is yours to carry. Pisces was never meant to harden. Pisces was meant to understand, to connect, to bring softness into a world that often forgets depth. And if this message reached you, let it be a reminder. The invisible world you sense is real, but so are you. Stay grounded, and your sensitivity becomes not a burden, but a strength.